Splitgate 2 is now officially released, so I thought we'd go back and talk a bit about what has happened recently and also take a look into the newly added Battle Royale mode. 1047 Games gave the community some high expectations when saying that they were about to add something new, something big into their game. Or as they said on X, meaning former Twitter, it's not a campaign, think bigger. So the bar was set high before they revealed what was actually coming into Splitgate 2. So they released a Battle Royale game, which in itself isn't anything new or spectacular in the world of FPS games any longer, but the way it was all presented, and meaning the statement from 1047 Games saying that they're revolutionizing the FPS genre and then releasing a Battle Royale game mode, did cause some irritation and also disappointment among players. I mean, this isn't that dramatic of a statement or saying, but please remember that the launch of a Battle Royale game such as Apex Legends at the time more or less killed off an upcoming and partly planned game such as Titanfall 3, and then when Fortnite started to grow like crazy, it contributed, if you will, when it comes to suppressing other already existing multiplayer respawn games and game modes and arena shooters. Almost every game at that point of time should have a BR game mode, and the more casual multiplayer playlists and games took the hit. Maybe 1047 Games could have presented their new game mode in a different way. Rumors have said that even parts of the 200 people dev team back at 1047 Games did react when it comes to how the new big thing in Splitgate 2 was actually presented. What do you think about this? Words are important, and I believe it's good to be careful so you don't set the expectations too high, and foremost present and describe what's revolutionary or at least different in comparison with other Battle Royale games in the genre. I believe that would have been a better way to start off, or even have a better selling point, so to say, even though we're talking about a free-to-play game. But the Battle Royale mode in Splitgate 2 is a bit different compared to other BR modes, especially since you do respawn if you get killed within like 10 to 30 seconds, as long as the whole team of yours isn't wiped out, and you can also revive a teammate on the spot where he died. The respawn time also decreases if you or your teammate manage to kill an enemy or two while you're waiting for it to spawn into the map once more. This can become very important, especially when you're in tight situations and fights and maybe just 2 out of your 4 teammates are still alive. So this is something on the positive side of things, something I like, since I'm normally not a fan of the Battle Royale genre, but due to the different places connected when it comes to the Splitgate 2 BR universe and this design when it comes to the map, or maps connected together, if you will, there will often be tight arena shooter fights, which I think is good, since that's the core base of the game, if you're looking into the other game modes as well regarding the arena shooter aspect, which also keeps up the pacing of the game also in this Battle Royale version. Add to that the respawn possibility as mentioned, and you have a bunch of opportunities and, as mentioned, arena shooter fights to get into without having to just sit and spectate or then simply go back and search for another game when you have gotten killed. I do believe this concept will appeal to a broader base of players. Do you guys like this as well? Let me know in the comments. Hopefully the presentation of the newly added BR mode hasn't turned people away from the game, since I do believe it's worth trying out. Feels like good team play is rewarded, and as mentioned, you can get into some pretty cool close-up arena shooter fights even though we're talking about a BR mode that is taking place on a larger scale area. Good thing though is that 1047 Games has also continued to add game modes, some in rotation, but it's important that they're doing exactly that, keeping up the momentum now that the release is over. I've also heard that a ranked mode will be added soon in a couple of weeks. The map creator has already started to thrive as well when looking into it. It seems that people are using this map creator and doing some fun things. I haven't tried it myself, looking into the community maps that has already been made, but it's nice to see that it's starting to add up as mentioned, and classics such as Nuketown and Dust are to be found and played there as well. But another thing that we need to mention at least is the microtransaction system in the game. Being a free-to-play game, yes, they need to bring in some money somehow, but a lot of players pointed out the fact that the main front bundle will cost $100, which is pretty wild. Not sure how 1047 Games were thinking right there. I mean, they couldn't possibly believe that players wouldn't react to this. Players did react, alongside with some content creators, so now they've actually cut the price in half across the board, and they've also issued refunds to those who bought early. Good thing that they have responded and changed the prices, but again, it shouldn't have been like that from the beginning. They gotta be careful with these kind of things because this can definitely turn people away from the game as a whole. But from a gameplay perspective, I've had fun playing the Splitgate 2 Battle Royale game mode so far. I like the idea of having these 4 biomes when the game starts, which gives the players variation and almost like 4 individual mini royale games going on at the same time, before one biome after the other are closing down. I hope though that 1047 Games continues to look into the optimization, since I did see some tendencies of hitching or stutter on certain places on the map, where my FPS at least went a bit up and down. I hope it's possible to make the experience even smoother. Now that the game is out, well, the full game that is, I've seen that some players has been asking for player levels and camo grinds. This can be something that will keep a certain type of players in the game longer, making them to come back for more. Personally, I don't think about that too much. I can understand though that it's a thing for some when it comes to having an incentive to play the game a lot in the upcoming future. And talking about the future, I do hope that Splitgate 2 will be able to do well. It is a niche game, being an arena shooter foremost, even if it, according to my earlier sayings about the game, has placed itself more now in the mid by adding classes and some hero abilities compared to how the first Splitgate game played or was designed. The first game was a bit more clean, if you will, maybe even more true to the arena shooter concept, such as the older Halo games, etc. But hopefully players with a different FPS background will be able to also adapt to the portal and movement playstyle that you'll find now in Splitgate 2. And I guess the next upcoming months will give us a hint in what direction the game is going. And I'm thinking mainly about the content, the roadmaps, etc., but also the player count, if we'll see a trend that is going up or down. With that said, I want to say thanks for watching, and I'm gonna play a bit more when it comes to the Battle Royale game mode. There are a few things that I forgot when I was, for example, looking for weapons and also armor. And that has to do with the perks that you can also pick in these crates, if you will. I kind of ignore them, but if you get them all, well, you will be a stronger soldier out there. So take that as a small tip or reminder, at least for myself. With that said, again, thanks for watching, take care now, and I'll talk to you soon in an upcoming video here on my channel. Bye-bye.
Close call. Triple kill. Payback. You win.